Hello everyone, I'm Pierrette and welcome to my kitchen. Today I wanted to show you one of my favorite, Billy Bear. Today I wanted to share with you one of my favorite pesto recipes. It's a little bit non-traditional and I got it from Giada, and it's pretty much her recipe except that I believe she did hers with only arugula, which was too peppery for me. So I do mine with about 2/3 spinach and about 1/3 arugula. And I'm also going to show you a hack for a keto version of this recipe. So I have here about 1/2 head of cauliflower chopped into about 1/2-inch cubes. And I'm going to drop that into a little bit of water that's simmering, about 1/2 inch of water on the stove, and I'm going to steam this. And then I'm also going to do a version with pasta so that you can see it both ways. So the traditional version with pasta, the non-traditional keto version with cauliflower so that you're cutting out your carbs, and both versions are vegan. So this is yet another great side dish that can be vegan, or you can add meat to it or serve it with a side of chicken or fish or steak. So first step, I'm going to drop this cauliflower in the water and we're going to get going from there. I put the cauliflower with a little bit of salt into a pot with about 1/2 inch of water that was simmering, and I'm going to put a lid on it and let it simmer or steam, and this should take about 15 minutes until they're fork tender. I also have a pot of boiling water for my pasta, and this has also already been salted. I have my cauliflower steaming, I have my pasta on the stove, and I'm using Trader Joe's cavatelli pasta. I like cavatelli pasta or the spirals. Really, Bear? I like cavatelli pasta or the spirals, the fusilli pasta, because it really holds the sauce well. So I'm going to start with some spinach, and I like to keep my spinach whenever possible in these Tupperware containers. They're pretty amazing. They have a whole little menu on one side of all of the different types of fruits and vegetables that you could keep in here, and then it also tells you how to vent them. This has an adjustable piece that lets air in or doesn't let air in according to how the fruits and vegetables release gases that cause them to decay. So spinach in one of these will last up to 2 weeks, and it'll be just as fresh as the day I got it. So it's a pretty amazing little gadget. So I'm going to take about 2 small handfuls of spinach. This is a very small food processor, so I have to be kind of smart about the quantities that I make things in. So we're going to start there, and then 1 small handful of arugula. And you can add more or less as you wish, or eliminate it altogether. But I do like the bite that it gives, and I will tell you that it is absolutely the most brilliant, beautiful green color when you're done because of the spinach. So please give this a try, it's delicious. And if you haven't hit the subscribe button yet, now would be a good time, just saying. And I hope that you'll also stay to the end of the video, because at the end of the video there are links to other things on our channel that you might be interested in watching as well. So I'm just adding a little bit of salt and a little bit of white pepper, and we're going to start there. I'm going to run this for just a second. So that ground up pretty quickly. I'm going to add the same thing again, and if I had a normal sized food processor like a normal person, I wouldn't have to do it this way, but I was trying to minimize how much space all of my kitchen equipment took up, and I made the choice to do a very small one, and honestly it's not very practical. You really need to just get a bigger one. So that's on my Christmas list. All right. And it won't be before then because my birthday is on New Year's Eve, so. Okay. I'm just gonna add a little more oil. And run this again. And I would say I'm adding a couple of tablespoons at a time. I know. I always rub the olive oil or the butter into my hands whenever I use it because it's good moisturizer. That's looking pretty good. I'm gonna do the same thing one more time. It's always 2/3 to 1/3 ratio. And then I add just a little bit more olive oil every time because you need that liquid to mix it up well. So now that I'm getting close to the texture that I want and the quantity that I want, I'm going to add a little bit of cayenne pepper. You don't have to add it if you don't like spicy, but I like a little bit of the cayenne pepper in it. I think it gives it a nice kick. And I'm gonna add a little bit more olive oil. And then we're gonna add some walnuts. And it is traditional, from what I understand, that when you do a pesto, there's always a certain amount of greens, and then you add some nuts, pine nuts or some other type of nut to give it a richer texture. And it kind of adds oil to it too. Okay. Let's check our pasta real quick. A little bit more olive oil, but this is really starting to look great. I'm gonna add a little bit more cayenne. So all in all, probably about 1/4 teaspoon. And then I'm gonna throw in some Parmesan cheese. I have about 1/4 cup of Parmesan cheese, and I'm just gonna add that to our mix and run it one more time. That's our finished pesto. It's beautiful, beautiful bright green color, and our pasta is ready. When your pasta is ready, drain it, but don't rinse. I just drained it and set it aside. So I'm gonna take the pesto and toss it in with the cauliflower for the keto version and the pasta for an ordinary vegetarian or vegan version. So we're ready to serve our pesto pasta, and I pulled out a nice plate, and I'm just gonna serve up a little bit of the pesto pasta. And it's always beautiful if you serve it with a little bit of Parmesan cheese on top. I like it finely grated because I just think it looks really pretty. And that's it. Perfect side dish or a dinner. Either way. And you can do this with the pasta version or the keto friendly version, which has chunks of cauliflower tossed in with the pesto. And this is also great with potatoes. I've made it with potatoes and served it with cod over the top, and that was great too. So it's a very versatile pesto, and I hope you'll try it, and I hope you like it, and don't forget to subscribe and share. And that's it for today, guys. Thanks for watching. Take care.